something that affects all of us. Jesse drops this one video right here that from Portland, which is like kind of a mayor is begging for weird, mysterious agents to get out of the city. It's pretty crazy.
Now to another night of protests in Portland, Oregon, and the mayor pushing back against the White House's response, demanding federal agents leave immediately and blaming them for an increase in violence and vandalism. Kana Whitworth is in Portland with the very latest. Kana, good morning.
Wick, good morning. The protest last night marked 53 straight nights of protests here in Portland, and the violence has been escalating.
53.
The mayor says that's because of
God.
the presence of law enforcement agencies sent in by the president. He says they operate with no official markings and have gone so far as to pull protesters into unmarked vehicles and deny
they can
them
be fucking zombies.
process.
Who knows what
he
they
says
are? Yo.
It's tantamount to kidnapping, and he wants them out now, as do the protesters. The mayor says this is all a political ploy by the president to gain political ground. Now, Cecilia, the president, denies that, tweeting, "We're trying to help Portland, not hurt it."
Yeah, that's crazy. They're sending in black ops operatives. They're sending in black ops operatives against like regular ass people in our own country, like they're invading Cuba or some shit. Like,
Yo, how you hopping in like a fucking soccer mom rental van going on a trip to like a regional conference, soccer conference rental van, and you're like using it for merchants, crazy shit. Contents of military industrial complex. They do this in Pakistan, they do this in Syria, they do this in Somalia. They pull up on you middle of the night, take you away. You don't even know who's taking you away. Sometimes they be dressed up as cops taking you away. So this is happening everywhere, and now they're doing it here within this weird, 100-mile border bullshit. Within 100 miles, they can do whatever they want with people. So this is pretty wild out here. This was happening in Portland. But at the same time, Trump, I guess he thinks this is like wilding his base up.
How you know this is bad?
For him. And
you know how bad this is? I saw a news article today where they had like some middle-aged white soccer moms join arm in arm to try to shield the other protesters from having their rights being trampled on. And the crazy thing is, like, we hear from a lot of these preppers and, these, anti-government guys with their fucking guns and all this other shit. We always hear them talk about how our rights are being trampled on. And then, like, you don't hear from none of these motherfuckers when, like, people that don't say the speech that they agree with, now they don't give a fuck about their rights. Now it's, first, these are the same people protesting to get haircuts because they didn't want to stay in their house and, fuck their wives and watch Netflix. They didn't want to do that, so they were out protesting. And they were talking about their rights. But you don't hear from none of these motherfuckers when you see actual black ops fucking operatives operating on home soil. Like, that shit fucks my head up. I just can't, man.
Speaking of that, Jesse dropped his next video. Yeah, Jesse dropped his next video. It pretty much shows you, like, this threat. Maybe he might, fulfill this threat. Who knows? Trump says a lot of lies, but we could play this video real quick.
President Trump is considering sending 175 federal troops to cities to help local law enforcement with protests, and that includes Portland.
They were ripping down for 51 days, ripping down that city, destroying the city, looting it. The level
so you send black operation agents for
corruption
it? Fucking weirdo.
And what was going on there is incredible. And then the governor comes, oh, we don't need any help.
The president is also considering sending law enforcement to Chicago and New York for similar reasons.
You know what's real funny about that? You know what really fucks me up? He said the government says that the governor says we don't need any help, but I'm going to send troops in there to do more violent shit. But when the states say, hey, we have a fucking hurricane going on, or, we're having some sort of budget shortfall, we need help from the government. Nah, you on your own. So it's like, when we ask for
here's some paper towels, Puerto Rico. That's what happened to Puerto Rico. Here's some paper towels.
Yeah,
Beat it.
you're throwing fucking rolls of paper towels like you're shooting free throws. And when we ask for actual help, you tell us to go fuck ourselves. And then when we tell
Remember
you
the
we don't
ventilators? He
need
was
your
like, "You're
help,
lying about the
no, I'm
ventilators."
coming right in. Like, dude, like I swear to God, he's a fucking troll, son. Like, he'll do the exact opposite of what you ask him to do. That's some strange ass shit.
And that's just pretty much what's happening here. People are like, corporations are actually like leaning in with Black Lives Matter. How superficial it seems, them changing the logos to Aunt Jemima and shit like that. But he's going the total opposite, bizarro world of like, he thinks that the world should go with this white supremacist, letting out Roger Stone to call someone a Negro on his own radio show. And it's just crazy. This bizarro, like, supervillain shit, that he does when it comes to black lives.